Aloha everyone, and welcome back to the Kilauea Eruption and Leilani Estates update for August 31st, 2018. I just want to make a quick note before I get into the update report about the Kilauea Eruption video. I will be continuing to produce them, but I will be only doing it a few times a week to get the general update information, earthquake monitoring, unless of course something more significant or substantial occurs that really deserves to be reported immediately. With that said, we're going to get right into the USGS report. The USGS reports for Friday, August 31st, 2018 at 8:57 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Seismicity remains low and ground deformation is negligible at the summit of Kilauea Volcano. Earthquakes, probably aftershocks of the magnitude 6.9 earthquake in early May, continue on the south flank faults. On the volcano's lower east drift zone, the last visible incandescence in the Fissure 8 cone was observed on August 25th. This morning's overflight crew saw no incandescence anywhere on the flow field and coastal area. Fissure 8 continues to fume. Sulfur dioxide emissions rates at the summit, Pu'uo, and lower east drift zone are drastically reduced. The combined rate, which is less than 1,000 tons per day, is lower than at any time since late 2007. The most recent deformation results in the lower east drift zone do not show patterns that would be consistent with rift opening or closing. If the subsurface magma intrusion is cooling, those effects are not yet strong enough to be detectable. Summit tilt meter UWE was repaired and reinstalled yesterday, and after it settles from the disruption, will be returned to the Kilauea monitoring webpage. HVO crews continued to restore communication with several monitoring stations on the east side of the island that was disrupted by the passage of hurricane/tropical storm Lane. But the losses do not significantly reduce our abilities to assess volcanic conditions. Whiteout conditions could occur on the new lava field due to steam produced by heavy rainfall on still hot lava flows. The Hawaii Volcano Observatory will continue to closely monitor Kilauea's seismicity, deformation, and gas emissions for any sign of reactivation and maintain visual surveillance of the summit and lower east drift zone as best we can. Ground and drone crews are in the field today, but continue to be hampered by weather conditions. HVO will continue to issue daily updates and additional messages as needed, and the next update will be issued tomorrow morning unless significant changes occur. And that'll wrap up the general USGS report. Now let's go take a look at the earthquake maps. What we're looking at here is sorted by 1 day all magnitude, and as you can see within the last 24 hours, I guess it would be, that we have only had 3 earthquakes, and they were all located up there at the crater summit. And now we'll go take a look at the 7 day all magnitude. And looking at the map, we see that in the last 7 days there was a recorded 59 earthquakes in the map boundaries itself. So only what you see there on the screen is included in that 7 day total. And we see that basically the same pattern. The southern flank area having a few quakes. I believe this is what USGS is labeling as the aftershocks from the 6.9 that happened back in the beginning. So still really no significant quakes in the rift zone area, Fissure 8 or any of that. So that's all good news. Now moving over for a quick look at the weather. We currently have 3 systems out in the Pacific, 2 of them heading in our direction and 1 heading away from us. The first one up in the top left area, which is Miriam. That one is still currently a Category 1 hurricane, but forecasted to downgrade, I believe, on Saturday around 2 p.m. I think is the mark where it's downgraded to a tropical storm. If I'm reading the track correctly, that is. It's moving in a northwest direction, and so shouldn't really pose any significant issues for the state of Hawaii. However, we do have the second one there in line, which is Hurricane Norman. It is currently a Category 3, but is forecasted to downgrade to a Category 1 Wednesday, 5 p.m. as it gets closer to the islands. This one we really need to keep an eye on. It is moving on a westerly direction, and that, as you can see by the cone of probability, puts it in closer proximity to the state. The third one out there, which is currently still a tropical depression, I believe it's labeled 17E. It is forecasted to eventually become a Category 1 hurricane by 6 p.m. Monday. And if I'm reading this correct, that is in Mountain Daylight Time for whatever reason, while Norman times were in Pacific Daylight Time, and Miriam's times were in Hawaii Standard Time. Sorry about that. I just noticed the distinction on those time frames. So not all of them are based in the same time zone. It looks like they're timing them not based on local perception, but on physical location, which is kind of interesting. I didn't know they did that. So that's the look at the weather. We got to keep an eye on Norman, and we got to keep an eye on this tropical depression 17E. Both those could potentially be issues for us. Just a quick reminder, if you've been enjoying this video, hit that thumbs up button. Lets me know that you liked what you saw, and it'll also let other people know the same thing, and that it's good content to watch. And every time you do it, I really truly appreciate it. Now for our breaking news segment. The Hawaii County Civil Defense announced for August 31st, 2018, that the Civil Defense has announced changes to the Puna lava zone policies involving restricted areas and checkpoints as the pause in the lower East Rift Zone eruption continues. The following checkpoint changes will take effect on Friday, August 31st, 2018 at 6 p.m. The checkpoint will be removed. Excuse me, I want to start that over to be accurate. The checkpoint will be removed at Highway 137 at Papaya Farms Road. The checkpoint will be removed at Highway 137 in Opihikau. The checkpoint on Highway 130 on Leilani Street, which it should be Leilani Avenue, is a misprint, will be maintained with access only to residents, officials, and authorized personnel with placards. The checkpoint on Highway 132 at the Y intersection in Nanavali will be maintained with access only to residents, officials, and authorized personnel with placards. The mandatory evacuation area in Leilani Estates order is still in place. Access to the entire lava flow field, i.e. the fissures, etc., and a 50-yard perimeter are restricted. Please be aware that the community needs to respect the private property rights of the residents in the lava zone, and trespassers will be prosecuted. There is also a second bulletin of significant importance, the fourth supplementary emergency proclamation from the mayor's office, citing a bunch of whereas Chapter 127As, other dated whereas paragraphs, which I will basically omit, but it's outlining the places and reasons for the following statement and proclamation. This was posted Friday, August 31st, 2018 at 3:05 p.m. And the last three paragraphs, or excuse me, the last three paragraphs or so state, now, therefore, I, Harry Kim, Mayor of the County of Hawaii, do hereby proclaim and declare that a state of emergency due to this eruptive event continues to exist and continues to pose threat of imminent disaster on the Hawaii Island, and that all provisions of my prior proclamations shall remain in full force and effective 10 a.m. August 31st, 2018, and continue thereon for 60 days or until further act by this office. I further declare that pursuant to Chapter 127A-12, C, 12, Hawaii Revised Statutes, the lava field created the lava field created by the May 3rd, 2018 eruptive event, including a 50-yard safety buffer and further depicted as Exhibit A, is a dangerous area and condition. Therefore, the public is prohibited from entering or congregating there unless otherwise authorized by Hawaii Civil Defense Agency or unless authorized by Hawaii Civil Defense Agency. And of course, then it's the in witness whereof, where blah, 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 Harry Kim, Mayor, County of Hawaii. So basically what this all means is that the current mandatory evacuation zone in Leilani Estates will be maintained for at least another 60 days unless the mayor's office makes a change to this proclamation. So that is not what I think everybody was wanting to hear, but that is the current legal status and official status of the situation. I will let y'all draw your own conclusions to that. And with that, we're going to wrap up tonight's report. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. So remember to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed and hit the bell icon, go ahead and do so now so you don't forget. It'll give you the ability to know when I post new videos. Want to also say thank you for all the wonderful comments on the first episode of Look at That There. I really do, or I really am, I should say, very happy and pleased that y'all enjoyed it. There will be more coming. Episode 2 will be available soon enough. You're just going to have to wait. So don't forget to check the descriptions for links to my Redbubble and SmugMug accounts. All my photographs are available there for prints or to put on t-shirts and other items. And yeah, I guess that does it for tonight, everyone. You have a great morning, afternoon, or evening.